It's Brainwash for Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks with Brad Reaves. Dickey Betts, the Allman Brothers, Little Martha.
All right, now we'll switch to the other guitar that was tuned wrong for this. This guitar that I'm going to play is a resonator. The one I just played, by the way, is a... I'm glad you asked that about that guitar I just played. Is a Gibson J100, and it's a recent acquisition. I'm going to adjust this mic just a little bit so you can hear this resonator. Being a singer, I was, like I am now, I was looking for material that I could play and sing by myself that would have more than just chords, in the songs. That would, So the fingerstyles are the ones that give you that six-string orchestra kind of effect, where you've got moving bass lines, you've got a melody on top, and the Merle Travis, the Chet Atkins, the Doc Watson, that's what they did so well. And this is, so again, it would be like a second-generation traditional blues thing, and I'm going to attribute it to Dickey Betts.
It's Brainwash for Dr. Tom, Guitar Picks with Brad Reaves out of Browne Summit, North Carolina. We've surveyed 10 of his influence songs. We have another 10 to go. Let's get to the list. Hesitation Blues, Hot Tuna.
Yeah, Jorma Kokonen, I think, is how you pronounce this guy's name.
That's why I'll let you say it.
He played for Jefferson Airplane, and then he and the bass player went off and did this very different acoustic fingerstyle album and named their band Hot Tuna, which shows that people have a sense of humor in this business. You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish, I think is what the name of one record was. Nevertheless, I had been led on this journey by Doc Watson and John Lee Hooker and some of the other good finger player traditional people. And this guy came along, and I just had to learn this particular tune. But I wonder if this was the guy actually that got me into some of the more traditional blues, now that I think about it. The timing was right. And it could have been that I would have listened to him because he was Jefferson Airplane, and then he went off in this direction, and so it was sort of part of the culture. But it goes like this. Mississippi's nifty and the time is nigh. I need a new gal, 'cause she ain't mine. To tell me how long do I have to wait? Well, can I get you now, or must I hesitate? Interestingly enough, I talked about going to Western Carolina and getting a degree in music, and actually got a voice degree and a theory degree because you couldn't get a guitar degree from Western in those days. And actually, when I left, they asked me to stay and start a graduate program in guitar, but I wanted to gig, I wanted to play. And that's what I went and did, and no regrets.
It's Brainwashed with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks with Brad Reaves. David Lindley with Jackson Browne, Running on Empty.
Jackson Browne, of course, being a well-established, phenomenal songwriter, and in the 70s, he, instead of going out by himself, went out with a band, and I still like the music that they did. And David Lindley was the lap steel guy, and again, he's to lap steel what Jerry Douglas is to dobro. And for those of you that aren't familiar with these instruments, they are usually tuned in open tuning. I've got this one tuned in an open E. It's got Gibson written on it, but I took it to David Shepard one time to take a look at it. He said, "There just ain't no telling." That's how he put it. So I'm assuming it's a Gibson until I'm told different. Now, what David Lindley did was played it with a lot of distortion. So it sounded like a saxophone on steroids. Actually, a lot of his phrasing is similar to what Clarence Clemens might do on some of the rocking tunes with the boss. And you hear that sustain. It's just got oodles of sustain. I'm going to give it a little bit more distortion. And so here are these songs, the Jackson Browne tune goes, "Looking out at the road, rushing under my wheels, doom ba doom bum bum." It's hard to do that on the guitar. Since you play it in your lap, the length of the fretboard is totally irrelevant, as I just demonstrated. And it's one of the things I really enjoy playing this. It does a nice little blues. The key to that instrument with that much distortion is actually the muting with the right hand. Yeah. I like to play anything that you play with a bar.